I want to shift to Sam Darnold. I don't ever think Sam Darnold is going to become a great quarterback. Now, looking back at Sam Darnold when he was at USC, I felt he was overrated as a prospect, very similar to Tua Tagovailoa. I felt that, Tua was a little bit overrated. I felt that Sam Darnold was a little bit overrated coming out of USC. People said Sam Darnold's a generational talent. He's the next great quarterback. He's a lock to be a top 10 quarterback. I actually heard someone actually say this. They said, if Sam Darnold had came out of USC after 1 year, he would have been the number one quarterback taken after only 1 year. And I just didn't see what everyone else was seeing, people. I felt that Darnold was good, but not great. I felt that he was very reckless at times. I felt that he made a lot of mistakes. He had hit and miss accuracy, and he was a turnover machine. And that's kind of what he's been in the NFL. He's been bad versus pressure. He's been reckless. He's made mistakes. And he has hit and miss accuracy. He also has been a turnover machine in the NFL as well. And also, keep in mind, he's injury prone. He's had some injuries. He's not been able to stay healthy on a consistent basis. Now, with that being said, I totally understand that the New York Jets have done an awful job of supporting Sam Darnold. He's had bad offensive lines. He's not had great wide receivers. Adam Gase was brought in to help develop Sam Darnold, when in reality, Adam Gase has done nothing but stunt the growth of Sam Darnold. And listen, Sam Darnold's going to have a market in the offseason more than likely. He's going to get an opportunity to maybe go to a different organization if the Jets decide to move on from him and draft another quarterback like Zach Wilson, like Justin Fields, like Trey Lance. There could be some teams out there like the Falcons, the Panthers, the 49ers, the Indianapolis Colts that will express some interest and be willing to throw out a couple of draft picks to acquire Sam Darnold. And listen, Sam Darnold is 23 years old. He still has some upside. His career is not completely over. He's not a scrub. He's not an awful quarterback. Well, he's a bad quarterback right now based on, his contemporaries, but he's not a lost cause. There's reason to maybe be optimistic if he gets a better roster, if he gets a better head coach, if the Jets put more talent around him. With that being said, I just don't see anything from Sam Darnold that tells me he's going to ever become a game-changing top-tier quarterback. I'm not sure if Sam Darnold is ever going to be a long-term franchise quarterback. And keep in mind, there's a difference between a starting quarterback and a long-term franchise quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is a starting quarterback. He's not a franchise quarterback. Derek Carr, to me, is close to being a franchise quarterback, but to me, he's a very good starting quarterback. I don't know if Sam Darnold is someone every single year you're going to be able to sell to the fan base. I don't know if every single year he's going to put a great product on the field. He'll be good. He'll maybe win you some games, but I just don't see any top tier traits from Sam Darnold. Does he have as strong of an arm as a guy like Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Matthew Stafford? The answer is no. Is he as athletic as the Kyler Murrays, Deshaun Watsons, Russell Wilsons, or Lamar Jacksons of the world? The answer is no. Does he have the requisite size of a Ben Roethlisberger or a Justin Herbert? No. The answer is no. Is Sam Darnold as precise or as accurate as Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, or Joe Burrow? The answer is no. Does Sam Darnold have the charisma of a guy like Baker Mayfield? The answer is no. To me, Sam Darnold comes across as a guy that's a little bit too timid. He doesn't come across to me as an alpha, as a super galvanizing guy. Darnold's just even-keeled, laid back, and to me, a little bit too timid. Okay? I didn't even mention guys like Ryan Tannehill, are playing like top 10, who's playing like a top 10 quarterback right now. I didn't even mention Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Matt Ryan, 3 quarterbacks that have been to Super Bowls. I did not even mention Derek Carr. I did not even mention Dak Prescott. I did not even mention Tua Tagovailoa, who has proven to be super accurate as a rookie. I did not even mention Carson Wentz, who's shown that he can play at an MVP level in the past. And not to mention, coming into the NFL this year, Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence are much more talented than Sam Darnold, and that should not be arguable. Folks, I named 24 to 25 quarterbacks to me that have more special sauce or more better traits than Sam Darnold. At some point, we have to draw a line here. And at some point, we have to think about, what is Sam Darnold's ceiling? Can he become a top 20 quarterback? Yeah, maybe. But that might not even be good enough to win a Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo was not good enough to win a Super Bowl when he got there. Matt Ryan came up short. Jared Goff came up short. When it comes to Sam Darnold, I don't see a playmaker. I do see a guy that's willing to work hard. I see a guy that is a grown-up. I see a guy that will put in the work to try to become a great quarterback. But folks, at some point, we have to recognize that talent matters. The Justin Herberts, the Aaron Rodgers, the Patrick Mahomes of the world, those guys are dominating the NFL. The big, tall, strong arm quarterbacks, the super duper athletic guys. Darnold is just meh. He's MEH, meh. He's just okay. He's just okay. And here's the thing, people. When players like Sam Darnold get put on bad rosters, we tend to, give them a pass because of that. And to a certain degree, that's for good reason from time to time, because like I said earlier, the New York Jets have done a poor job of supporting Sam Darnold. But we tend to ignore a player's issues because of their supporting cast. When in reality, even if Sam Darnold is on the Kansas City Chiefs roster or the San Francisco 49ers roster, if he wants to become a long-term successful franchise quarterback, he has to be more accurate. He has to be more safe with the football. He has to be better versus pressure. He has to have more answers for the blitz. He has to get better at reading defenses. He can't keep turning the football over at the rate that he's turning the football over at. Folks, Darnold has problems. And I don't know if Sam Darnold's talent is worth banking on. I'd be willing to maybe give up a couple of draft picks, maybe a 3rd round pick if I'm really greedy and feel good about him. Maybe a 2nd round pick for Sam Darnold. But I don't know, man. I just don't really see what every other Sam Darnold fan out there sees. I think Darnold can become a good starting quarterback one day, but is he a guy that can win you a Super Bowl? Is he a guy that can win you big games? I'm not so sure. I don't think that Sam Darnold is ever capable of becoming a great franchise quarterback. Only time will tell. However, thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.